I see a movement building in this country to take our country back because Americans are seeing, for many Americans, for the first time in their life, they're seeing their standard of living decline in the greatest country in the world. It shouldn't be that way.
Here with me today is Congressman Banks, a representative from Indiana. Thanks so much for being here,
Great to be with you.
So we'd love to get your take on what's going on in Ukraine right now. We know that Russia has launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first and foremost, it appears to me at this point that Joe Biden did a head fake yesterday. Unfortunately, he didn't head fake Putin. He head faked the American people. He signed sanctions, but the more that we learn about the sanctions, the more that we learn how much of a joke they are. They actually carve out the energy sector of Russia's economy. So if America is truly serious about backing off Russia from invading Ukraine and causing this conflict to go any further or removing them from Ukraine to begin with, then why not hit Russia where it counts? We could do four things very quickly and easily to cripple Russia's economy. We could sanction their energy-dependent economy, which the sanctions don't do. We could remove them from the SWIFT banking system, the international banking system.
Okay.
We could sanction Putin directly, hit him where it hurts, and we could go after the oligarchs around Russia, around Putin that prop him up. So, and then the fourth thing that we could do is name Russia a state sponsor of terrorism for helping Hezbollah and a lot of our other enemies. And unfortunately, this president, who is so weak in this moment, has refused to do all of those things, and that's why we have this conflict continuing to get worse.
And do you think that the way the United States withdrew from Afghanistan played any role in this?
Sadly, I do. I really do. I served in Afghanistan. It still makes me sick to my stomach. What happened last summer, truly a debacle that caused so much embarrassment for America on the world stage. And make no mistake about it, Putin was waiting for a moment like this. He was waiting for a weak American president who he knew was not going to do anything to cause Putin or Russia harm to invade Ukraine, and that's why he's doing it right now. For 4 years, we had a strong president who deterred Russia. And keep in mind, for 4 years, we had a president, Donald Trump, who made the world more safe and secure because of his strong American foreign policy. There has not been a single day with Joe Biden in the White House that was more safe than any day of the 4 years of Donald Trump in the White House. So it's that American weakness expressed by Joe Biden that has invited Putin to invade Ukraine. But that's not the worst of it. The worst of it is that Chairman Xi and China are watching every move, and Russia is doing everything that they're doing in coordination with China. They both put out a joint statement, and in that joint statement they said Ukraine belongs to Russia and Taiwan belongs to China. So China is watching every single weak move by America, and they know that they can get away with their ultimate goal of taking Taiwan away, and that's disastrous for Western values, for freedom, for democracy around the world if they accomplish that.
And are you worried about these next steps? Because, I've heard you lay out steps that the United States should make. I've heard a couple other Republican lawmakers lay out steps that the United States should make, but it doesn't sound like President Joe Biden is going to follow that advice. And are you worried about what happens next?
I mean, I am every single moment I'm questioning, why is this president not doing what is obviously the simplest thing that we can do to cause harm to Russia? I mean, why is it that Joe Biden is not willing to be tough on Russia? It doesn't make any sense to me. Instead, there's a lot of talk about bloodshed and war when all of this could be deterred if we simply do what I said a moment ago to do, but hit Russia where it hurts. Russia is a gas station with an army. They depend entirely on the oil and gas sectors to prop up their economy. Their economy is not as strong as our economy. Their military is not as strong as our military. Right. But we have a president in the White House who appears completely unwilling to do anything strong at all to deter Russia, and that's why all of this is happening.
And I know you just said that Russia's military is not as strong as our military. I keep seeing these videos on Twitter. Conservative commentators have been resharing them, comparing this Russian military recruitment ad to United States military recruitment ads. And in the Russian one, it's very tough and macho, and they're doing all these physical feats. And the American one, it's a girl in a sorority who talks about her lesbian parents who's joining the military. And a lot of people were joking that this is an embarrassment. Are you worried about any kind of repercussions from this type of ideology in the United States?
Yeah, it's not a joke. I mean, Joe Biden has spent every day in the White House as commander-in-chief emasculating our military, while other militaries are getting stronger around the world. It's about misplaced priorities. It's about building a military that can fight and win wars, not using the military as a social experiment on some of these radical left-wing issues like critical race theory and radical gender theories and other leftist ideologies that we're pushing on the military. It's sickening to me. I mean, at a time when the world is on the brink of a major conflict, the world is not safe. It's a dangerous place, and we have a president who's more focused on advancing critical race theory and some of these left-wing ideologies on our military and our schools, and really stripping away who and what we are as Americans. I mean, it's absolutely sickening to me.
Do you think Americans are starting to notice this? Do you think they'll take a stand?
I really do. I mean, that stand comes in the midterm election this coming November, but but so many Americans are also speaking out and getting involved. People that have never been involved before that are getting involved at the local level, at the school board level, but also at the state and federal level. It's going to culminate with the upcoming November election, but I see a movement building in this country to take our country back, because Americans are seeing, for many Americans, for the first time in their life, they're seeing their standard of living decline in the greatest country in the world. It shouldn't be that way, but that's what we get with Joe Biden and these Democrats. I have to ask, I mean, as you think about inflation, crime, the drug epidemic, the border crisis, all of these foreign policy collapses and debacles, Afghanistan, how can any thinking or reasonable American ever vote for a Democrat again when they're seeing exactly what you get with Democrats, which is so different than what we had for 4 years with Republicans in office?
Well, we're so grateful for your insights, and thank you so much for joining us today,
Great to be with you.